Thank you so much. Hey guys, it's Vlogmas Day 20, 21, 22, 23. 5 more days until Christmas. Okay, 4 more days until Christmas. 4 more days until Christmas. Okay, this vlog is books of the year. Books that I read. I have 3 books here that I have read that I have with me, but I have read 4 good books this year. And I got 3 of them with me. One of them I was hoping to get for Christmas, but I know I didn't get it because my Secret Santa didn't get it for me. And everybody else has been looking for that book, and it is on Amazon, but it's showing it wouldn't come until after Christmas. So I figured I would wait and try to get that book maybe for Valentine's Day or get it another time. One of the books I read this year is called The Skin I'm In by Sharon G. Flake. Let me put my spectacles on so I can tell you a little bit about this book. I have read this book, and she gets made fun of. She almost got raped, beat up, and people made fun of her because she is a black girl, and they didn't like the skin that she was in, and they told her to take a bath because she was all dirty because she was like black. I read this book, and it made me think of my grandson because my son is white, but my daughter-in-law is black, and my son is what some people would say, no offense, a yellow belly. But as for me, I call him my moon pie, and my husband's the only one to call him Oreo. But this was a good book, and it says, Makia suffers every day from the attitudes of other kids in her class. If they're not getting at her about her homemade clothes or her good grades, it's all about her dark skin. When a new teacher who faces is bushed with a starting white patch starts at their school, Makia can see there's a bond to be troubled for her, too. But the new teacher's attitude surprises Makia. Mrs. Sanders loves the skin she's in. Can Makia learn to do the same? I love the skin I'm in. I'm white. Even if I was green and purple polka dots, I'd still love my skin I'm in. But I like this book, and it was a good book. Kind of sad how, people want to tease people and say bad things about people and say things, and it's not nice to do stuff like that. The next book was a book that also had me on the edge of my seat, just like another one I'm going to show you. Juicy, 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 juicy book. And I'm still working on my book. I'm writing a book. I'm still working on it. I sent it. My publisher told me I need to write some more, and I told her I was writing some more. So she's not on my case, but I've gotten 2 pages, 2 more chapters written for the book, 10 and 11, and I'm working on chapter 12. So my sight is killing me. This one is by Colleen Hoover, and it's called Verity. Verity is an awesome book. It had me on the edge of my seat. It's got good sex scenes in this book. The things that he does to her, the things he does to the girl in here, oh my God. But I'm not going to tell you about the ending, the truth about Verity. You'll have to read to find out the truth about Verity, but when you do, it will shock you. And it does. You'll start reading on some parts of it, and you'll be on the edge of your seat. Once you read it, you'll love it. The other book that is one of my favorite books of the year that I can read this book, just like these 2 books. I can read these books over and over and over 50 million times. I can read this book again. It's by Alex McDeeds, or Michael Deeds or something. It is The Silent Patient. I've talked about this book numerous of times. I love this book. This is a good book. So many people have said so many things about this book. Oh my goodness! This book is so good. I've even talked to my stepdaughter about this book and told her she should have went to the library and bought it. She should take this book and read it. And I could read this book over and over and over and over because it is that good. I could not put this book down, just like Verity. I could not put Verity down. The Skin I'm In, these are books that once I opened it up and started reading chapter 1, at first I read the first 2 chapters in a book, okay? And if I start reading and I don't get into the book, I won't read the book. I totally won't. But I can say I can read these books again. I want these books to stay in my collection. One of my goals for this coming year is to go through all the books I have, which are the books on this shelf here, the books over here on this shelf, to go through and figure out, is it a book I would sit here like these 3 books and read again? Or is it a book that I would not pick up and read again? Would I read this book again, yes or no? You buy a book, you go to a store, you buy a book, okay, and you you like the cover of it, but you don't really know too much. Just by reading the back of it, don't give you just a little bit of idea what the book's about. But the real truth is taking it home and being able to read it. If you can get past the first 2 pages, then you most generally is gonna like that book, unless you set a goal to read that book. Now, this coming year, I want, if you do read or don't read, let's see if you can this year. I want to see a lot of people and see if y'all can get through this coming year for 2023. At least get through 20 books. I know I can. I'm positive I can, even if I read these again. That counts. But to get through 20 books at least. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and until next time, bye guys.